Session 1, ass to grass, split squat, and tibialis raise. The ass to grass split squat is the foundation of every squat, every catch in the bottom position of an Olympic lift. Notice that line down the center of the floor. I'm using that to illustrate that I'm not standing on a tightrope. I'm splitting the tracks. You're starting this position on the toes of the back foot. You're going down, contracting the back glutes to force a hip flexor stretch here, which puts maximum weight on the front leg. I'm covering my hamstrings completely over my calf with no more than a centimeter of heel lift. More than a centimeter of heel lift means you're not flexible enough for that height. Back knee touching the floor means you're not flexible enough for that height. Hamstring not covering the calf means you're not flexible enough for that height. Use bumper plates. Establish before the session, establish your pain-free, perfect form range of motion. You want to progress this down over time to flat ground, but in each session, you're going to establish your pain-free, perfect form range, and you're going to perform 5 reps at that height, and then you'll add weight to that height. So you won't change the height in a session. So once you can go flat ground with all points of perfect form, that would be where you would stop, flat ground. If that was set 1, set 2, you would try to add some weight, and you would do your 5 reps, always getting those standards of perfect form. 5 kilo, 10 kilo, 15 kilo, 20 kilo. I weigh 80 kilo, 20 kilos, 25% of my weight each hand. The upper 1% of protected knees is being able to comfortably do this with 25% of your weight in each hand. If you want to progress beyond the upper 1%, you would use a bar on front, not on back, because if the bar is on your back and you hit failure in the bottom position, this is not a position you want to fail in. But on front, you could hit failure and you could still get out of it. That's the ATG split squat. It's very important that on your 5th and final set, or I say 3 to 5 sets, 3 sets could give you enough. I'd like you to get in all 5. On your 5th set, it's very important that you send me that clip on each leg from a side angle. You're actually supersetting this with the tibialis raise. Getting in the upper 1% of tibialis is as simple as putting your butt against the wall, walking your feet out until you feel an ankle stretch, hands on the quads so that your knees don't bend, flexing your toes up. You're gonna do this every session, supersetted between every set of split squat. The split squat is opening up your ankle range so that then you can flex the tibialis harder. It's the #1 most underdeveloped muscle in any sport. So this exercise has no exact standard because the heel height of your shoe determines how difficult it is. You'll notice in like Olympic weightlifting shoes, it'll be tougher. Barefoot, it'll be easier, but there is a way to test. If you just do it and you're consistent, you're ahead of the game because 99% of people are not taking that muscle to failure. You are. So you will get in the upper 1% just with the wall. But if you can put 12.5% of your weight, I'm 80 kilos, this is 10 kilos. That's exactly 12.5%. You take a floss band, start at your toes, wrap upwards toward the tongue of the shoe. If you can take this weight and do 15 perfect reps, then you know for a fact that you're in the upper 1%. So right here with no knee bend, full stretch, full flex up. It's also useful to know this. If you've had ankle injuries that give you different ankle mobility between sides, I would suggest that you do this version instead of the wall version.